Hello, welcome to Learning English with Movies. In this video, we will talk about the movie No Time to Die. Daniel Craig returns as British MI6 agent James Bond for the fifth and final time. Cary Joji Fukunaga, an American director best known for working on the award-winning HBO series True Detective, directed the film. Award-winning composer Hans Zimmer was hired to score the film, and Billie Eilish, who would later win a Grammy for the song, co-wrote and performed the theme song. After being delayed by the COVID-19 epidemic, No Time to Die had its global debut in September 2021 in the UK and in October 2021 in the US. The film was well received by critics and audiences, with many critics hailing it as a fitting swan song to Craig's Bond career. The film opens with a young Madeleine Swann witnessing her mother's death by Safin in a botched effort to assassinate her father, Mr. White. Safin, played by Rami Malek, is shot by Madeleine, but he surprisingly survives. He goes after her as she flees onto a nearby frozen lake and falls through the ice. The film then jumps to present-day Italy, where Madeleine, played by Léa Seydoux, is with James Bond following the capture of Blofeld. They are both very much in love and even discuss the possibility of having a future together. However, when Bond visits Vesper's tomb, Spectre assassins ambush him. Even though Bond and Madeleine manage to escape the assassins, he believes she has betrayed him and abandons her. The amazing title sequence featuring Billie Eilish's rendition of No Time to Die not only showcases Craig's Bond films, but also references all the previous films in the series with subtle imagery. 5 years later, Spectre agents kidnap an MI6 scientist named Obruchev from a secret lab. The scientist had devised a bioweapon including nanobots that, when touched, infect like a virus to an individual's DNA, rendering it harmful to the target and the relatives but harmless to others. Bond, now retired from MI6, had relocated to Jamaica, where CIA agent Felix Leiter, played by Jeffrey Wright, contacts him and asks him for his help in locating Obruchev. Bond initially declines, but after hearing about the secret bioweapon from Nomi, played by Lashana Lynch, the new 007, he agrees to help him. In Cuba, Bond encounters Paloma, played by Ana de Armas, a rookie CIA spy agent who works with Leiter. To recover Obruchev, they enter a Spectre party for Blofeld's birthday. Blofeld, who is still in prison, leads the conference with a bionic eye and tells his men to kill Bond with a nanobot mist, but it instead kills all the Spectre members. To their surprise, Obruchev had reprogrammed the nanobots to infect them on Safin's orders. After an action-packed shootout, Bond and Paloma manage to capture Obruchev. Bond then meets up with Leiter and his assistant Ash. Ash reveals himself as a Safin double agent, kills Leiter, and flees with Obruchev. To locate him, Moneypenny and Q arrange a meeting between Bond and Blofeld in prison. Meanwhile, Safin pays Madeleine a visit and forces her to infect herself with the nanobot dose in order to murder Blofeld. She has second thoughts about killing Blofeld and leaves. However, Bond accidentally touches her and becomes infected. Blofeld, once again played by Christoph Waltz, admits to Bond that the ambush at Vesper's tomb was orchestrated to make it appear as if Madeleine had betrayed him. An enraged Bond strangles Blofeld, unintentionally infecting and killing him with the nanobots. Bond follows Madeleine back to her childhood home, where he discovers that she has a 5-year-old daughter named Matilda, whom she claims is not his. She tells Bond that Safin's parents were assassinated by her father on Blofeld's instructions while he was a child. Safin resumes his rampage with Ash and the retinue in search of Bond, Madeleine, and Matilda. Although Bond manages to kill Ash and his men, Safin kidnaps Madeleine and Matilda. Bond and Nomi are able to penetrate Safin's headquarters, which is housed in a missile base that has been turned into a nanobot factory on a remote island. It is there where Obruchev is mass-producing the technology so that Safin may use it to murder millions of people. Bond and Nomi kill many of Safin's soldiers, but Madeline manages to elude capture. Surprisingly, Safin frees Matilda and she reunites with her mother. Bond agrees to stay to unlock the island's blast-resistant silo doors, while Nomi takes Madeline and Matilda away from the island. He orders MI6 to launch a missile attack on the factory. However, Safin, who shoots him and infects him with the nanobots, ambushes Bond. Despite his wounds, Bond kills Safin and opens the missile silo doors. With no chance of escape, Bond tells Madeline over the radio that he loves her and encourages her to carry on without him. As Bond makes his goodbyes, Madeline admits that Matilda is her daughter. The island is then bombarded by missiles, which destroy the nanobot factory and kill Bond. The film ends with Madeline driving down an Italian road while telling her daughter about her father, James Bond. Louis Armstrong's version of We Have All the Time in the World, which was memorably used for 1969's On Her Majesty's Secret Service, is played once again as a fitting goodbye for Bond. As per previous Bond films, the end credits are followed with the title card, James Bond Will Return. Only time will tell when, where, and how the character James Bond 007 will return, and what actor will embody such iconic role once again.